So I don't care if Goku is only planetary. I don't actually care how powerful Goku is. I mentioned before I don't like power scaling, but I do love thinking about how science and physics works in fictional universes. So here is an argument for why Goku cannot blow up a planet. So the first thing we have to ask is, what sort of force is a ki blast? When we look through the series, it appears most of the time that ki blast, at least your standard ki blast like a Kamehameha, is a concussive force. It is just pure kinetic energy being imparted to a thing. It destroys sections of the earth like concussive force. It even hits other opponents like concussive force. They get hit and they're all like bruised and battered up. It's not like they get hit and they get burned. Now, a lot of people will point to the Cell versus Super Saiyan 2 Gohan battle and say, well, Cell was atomized. He needed to be defeated. Could you do that with concussive force? And yes, you can. All you needed to do to destroy Cell was to destroy each of his cells, not each of his atoms. And you can rip apart cells with concussive force. And again, the way he is destroyed is consistent with concussive force. He keeps most of his body when the Kamehameha is hitting him, and then he starts fraying away at the edges where the friction would be highest, and then cracks start appearing in the body where it's weakest, and then slowly he starts to vaporize. So cool, ki blasts are concussive force. Now here's the thing about concussive force. Good old Newton taught us that for every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. Which means that for concussive force to do anything to a very large mass, you would need an absurd amount of energy. And we often see Goku going all out and firing ki blasts that hit physical structures and dissipate. And that's what concussive force does. It hits something and dissipates. It loses energy on contact with something in a scattered way, which is what allows Goku, at his absurd power level, to fire energy blasts at random planets and not destroy them. The laws of mass and energy will make any ki blast dissipate before it does serious damage. But Frieza and Vegeta can destroy planets. Why can they do that? Well, we've seen over the course of the series that you can convert ki into other forms of energy and other shapes. Krillin's Destructo Disc, for example. When Frieza fires the blast that destroys Namek, we see the planet explode from the inside, which means he must have introduced a source of heat, not a source of concussive force. He essentially disrupted the planet's volcanic activity on such a scale that it became the original primordial mass that made it up in the first place. And in the Bardock movie, we see them caught in that same blast that blows up planet Vegeta. But they don't die like Cell, they die with their eyes open, suddenly not moving. Which means it is heat, it fried their brains and stopped their functions. I'm running out of time, but basically what I'm saying is blowing up a planet is a technique thing, not a raw power thing.